So if you've never been to Salt Lake City before, great vegan food and excellent car-free transportation might not be one of those things that first comes to mind. But not only does Salt Lake City have an incredible diversity of vegan options, it has great people and a unique charm that I think a lot of cities don't have. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different for my channel today. I'm gonna talk about my top 4 favorite food experiences while traveling in Salt Lake City. I'm also gonna talk about just sort of how those restaurants fit into the overall vibe of the city, how I got there, and that sort of thing. This isn't like a food competition sort of thing. I don't really believe in ranking food necessarily. This is just my favorite things that I did and I ate while I was there, and I hope this will help somebody out when they're traveling to Salt Lake City too. For context, my wife and I were in town for a music fest called Kilby Block Party, which is a really great independent festival that has been happening for about 6 years now. And as part of getting your ticket, you got free transit for the whole weekend and could use the bus, bike share, passenger rail, and more. So we didn't know this when we got the tickets, it just ended up being a great value add. When we explore cities, we try to do it as car-free as possible. I just find it's the best way to just happen to meet locals, kind of really understand where you are in a city, and it just helps me learn it better. We stayed in what I believe is called the Rio Grande neighborhood, which has some pretty cool new development coming up here soon. So it will be an even better place to stay once they finish the project. From there, we could easily take the tracks, which is what SLC calls their light rail, to the fest. So the first day we got on the Green Line at the arena station from near where the Utah Jazz play, got our wristbands, watched a few shows, and had our first of our top 4 food experiences, which was, and I love the name, Vegan Daddy Meats. They are a local restaurant and had a pop-up at the festival, which was really great to see, and we're a much welcome vegan island in the middle of the not-so-vegan fest. We got the Varby, and I think I'm saying that right, which was like a Arby's-style roast beef and cheese sandwich. We got a chicken sandwich, some fries, and a corn dog too. It was some of the most reasonably priced food at the fest, and it was also all homemade seitan, which is pretty cool. It's really rare to see that, and they rocked it. I look forward to getting to their brick and mortar next time we get to Salt Lake City. And we actually accidentally walked by it on our way to our next food experience. And coming in at number 3, which is a bike and transit themed restaurant, is Handlebar. It was a little bit of a pain to get there from the Rio Grande neighborhood as it was raining that day and we had to take a bus that didn't take us all the way there. But it was great once we got there. And just before I dig in on Handlebar, I will say that overall the bus system in Salt Lake City, for the limited amount I took it, was not only on time, it was clean, and just really a great way to get around the city. So don't be afraid to take that bus. Anyway, we got to Handlebar and we're happy with how cool it is. As a vegan food and transit nerd, a bike/transit themed restaurant and bar with bikes hanging all over, well, it was just right up my alley. I love that the vegan menu took up as much space as the non-vegan menu and offered a vegan version of everything the Omni version had, which is just really rare to see anywhere. So I'm a sucker for burritos. So we got the vegan lowrider burritos that had just egg, vegan bacon, which was excellent, and I'm not sure what brand that was. It also had sausage, crispy potatoes, cheddar, pico, and we opted in for the upcharge on one of them for getting it smothered in green salsa and cheese. So typically I'm a little hesitant to order burritos at places that, well, don't specialize in making that type of cuisine, but they nailed it. It was a fantastic burrito. Number 2 on my list was passion flour. So this is high up on my list for a lot of reasons, one of which is nostalgia. This is the first place I ever went to in Salt Lake City. Back in 2018, I got off the plane and went straight to Passion Flour. And I also appreciate that they're the first all-vegan patisserie at that time that I'd ever been to. So that was really cool for me. Really showed that vegan food can have a huge range to it. And I really appreciate that about Passion Flour, which has now been around for a very long time in the Salt Lake City vegan scene. So it's in this really cool little neighborhood, which I'll talk more about in a bit, but they are a little shop that has such a huge selection. We got there later in the day and a lot of their pastries were gone, but we were still able to get a coffee cake, which was nice and light and didn't overdo it with the brown sugar. Along with that, we got my favorite item out of the 3, a savory croissant, which was light, flaky, but not fragile, had a fantastic texture and beautiful interior from what I assume is somebody who really knows their lamination technique. The airiness complemented the rich interior of what I think was vegan sausage and cheese. Our final item was a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit sandwich. I'm not sure what brand the sausage was, but I'm pretty sure the egg was a just egg patty. Those were good along with the aioli, but the homemade biscuit was the star of the sandwich. The biscuit had a really nice texture and bite and played well on the sandwich as it wasn't too dry and didn't threaten to choke you, which is always sort of something I fear with a biscuit sandwich. So before I talk about my number one food experience, which is a stalwart of the SLC vegan scene and an absolute must visit anytime in the area, I want to nerd out about the neighborhood that Passion Flower is in a little bit. It's a really cool walkable area, which in juxtaposition to the rest of the city stands out. For those that don't know, SLC has some of the biggest blocks and widest roads in a city center in the US. Because of this, walking through most of the city can feel like it takes a long time to get anywhere because you're not really passing much to look at on your walk. And because of this, there's a huge payoff for taking the abundant transit available to you in the city. The reason I mentioned that is the area Passion Flower is in used to be like that and has completely transformed since the last time I was there. It took out a car lane and put in dedicated separate walking and bike paths as part of a collective project called the 9 Line that connects the east and west parts of the city and is supposed to revitalize neighborhoods. Because of the free transit pass from the Music Fest, we were able to grab bikes from the local bike share after visiting the bakery and take a nice little cruise on the 9 Line. I don't think the bikes would have been that much if we had to pay for them, and it's totally worth the cash. All right, so number one on my list, and this is number one for so many reasons, is Bud's Sandwich Shop. It runs out of this cool old building that looks historic and you order at the window. We were so excited when we got there that we got 3 sandwiches. We got the buffalo, the pizza steak, and the pesto sandwich. The sandwiches were beautifully wrapped, constructed incredibly well. They had a huge variance in their menu, and their staff is always so incredibly kind. All of that, and I couldn't believe it when I saw that the sandwiches were under $8, which is really cheap these days, and they're also pretty big, making it just a great value. They make all their proteins, which is also incredibly impressive. I actually thought they were soy curls and just really enjoyed them all. And if you go to Bud's, don't also forget to grab a chocolate chip cookie like I did. So if you enjoyed this vegan food tour, have other places that I missed in Salt Lake City, let me know in the comments to help other people visiting. And if you got value out of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, y'all, be nice to each other and keep cooking.